Tornadoes are scary freaks of nature, just nature shooting down wind to destroy everything. And today I wanted to look at a couple videos that kind of show the power of a tornado and sometimes the scariness of what a tornado can do and can be. One of the videos that I came across, and we're going to be looking at 4 today, is a tornado that happens in Dolores, Uruguay. Uruguay, and it was caught by a security camera at a shoe store. My favorite part of this video is the fact that they were like, we need to get these doors shut, keep them closed. And my very favorite part of this video is seeing that dude just sitting there. He's like, you know how some people do, like, if I look like I could take care of this, maybe people will believe that I have the power to take care of this. But nobody believes that this guy has the power to stop a tornado. So he even, like, is trying to, like, convince himself that maybe if he stays there, maybe he's got a hold of it. But then he's like, wait a second, this is a tornado. What am I doing? And then he runs out of there like he should have with everybody else. But the shoes that are on the rack, they stayed there. They must have been super glued, or whoever put those up and displayed them did just a very good job. Then the second video is titled Tornado Hits House While Kids Make First Video. And at first when you're watching the video, it really doesn't seem like anything special. But then it reminds me of something that, you know, happens to families all over the world, and what happened to me and my family. Just like normal situation, everything's going normal and fine. It's raining, there's a storm, maybe some high winds. But then in a moment, you're racing for the basement.
Holy crap, Dad, it's like blowing.
Downstairs, move it. Go downstairs. Fine.
The family just dips into the basement, and we're just left with, I think the father dropped the jar on the table, and it's just eerily rolling back and forth. And that just tells you how dangerous this is, because when a family's like, I'm going to the basement right now, I'm dropping everything, you know how serious the situation can be. And then with the third clip, this clip feels like a found footage movie. Like the guy that was shooting this shot it from his perspective. It's not like he was doing it facing him and looking at the situation. This was all from his point of view. And it's probably the most interesting video to watch. Not my favorite one. My favorite one is actually the last one. But this one is kind of scary because it shows you, again, that tornadoes can hit anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are or how big the city is, or how small the town is. It can rip you apart. So this one's called Raw Footage, St. Louis Airport, Tornado Hitting Concourse C-10. And I've been to this airport a couple times. I live not that far away, like an hour and a half away from this airport. So it's not it's more familiar to me to see something like this type of footage. I guess the first question I have is, why are all these people standing near the windows? I mean, you can't really get away from windows when you're sitting in the area waiting for your airplane. They're everywhere. But there must have been some sort of warning letting these people know that, hey, high winds, possibility of tornadoes are in this area. I'm sure the airport knew for sure, because of, airplanes in the sky trying to take off from the airport. And then, the towers that they have. But anyway, everybody must have been aware, or they must have said something about it. Because this guy had his camera out and he was filming everything. Like something was about to happen. That, or he was just being a weirdo. And he just likes filming random people waiting for airplanes. But either way, they just stood by the windows, and then even after the windows are blown out, which is real crazy looking to see at an airport, people still are like, what if I just stay next to the windows or close to them? Get away from the windows? That's what we were always taught. I mean, even in school, it was like, get away from the windows if something like that's happening. I don't know. People are dumb when it comes to crazy situations, and for some reason they just kind of forget what to do. Now, this last video that I'm going to show is my favorite one. And you'll see why in a second. But it's called Tornado at 10/23/2017 Cam 2, because it's taking place on camera 2 within this warehouse. I felt bad when I originally watched this video, thinking it was kind of funny, because I thought somebody may have gotten their life taken by the NATO, not NATO NATO, but NATO NADO, as in tornado. So you can see why I thought it was funny, and also why I was kind of afraid, maybe thinking it was funny, it was a little dark, because that guy that made it in within the last second, it looked like he got like totaled. He just got like just destroyed, and I kind of was like, I hope he's okay, well, not kind of. I was really like, I hope that guy is all right. And as I was reading the description, it does say that by God's grace, no one was working. By God's grace, no one who was working that day was killed or even seriously injured. So it says, let this be a lesson to be ready at all times for unknown, because as shown in the video, the storm was there in seconds, and no time to prepare or plan an escape. So, and then somebody in the comments also said, I work at this company. I was there when the tornado hit. You can see me run inside at the 9-second mark on this video. It was an unforgettable experience for sure. I would say so, my guy. Because, I know they didn't have a lot of time to prepare, but they saw how crazy it was getting out there. If you're sitting there like, looks kind of crazy outside, let me stare at it. As somebody that's seen this a lot, don't just stare at it. As we've seen in other parts of this video, people either flee or they sit there and stare at this type of stuff. For some reason, there's no middle ground. Like, people just don't know what to do, or they know what to do and they flee. And you can't mess with tornadoes. That's for sure. But luckily, this last guy, he made it out. Just barely. He was almost dead.